all gravy and going. Hopefully you can all hear me clearly. A little bit of a delay on my laptop. I've got my laptop open just so I can keep track of all your comments. As you can see, there's a lovely mess in the background. I do have a bit of a treat for you guys today. Miss Moneypenny in the background. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers would have seen Miss Moneypenny on a few videos. She's a little silver tabby British short hair. She likes drinking out of the taps. And I'm just going to straighten this up before we get into this deep conversation. So I think to kick things off, even though a few people have already commented, which is beautiful, to kick this off, I'm going to tell you who my favorite drummer is. Now, there's no, sorry for my palm there, but just to get the angle a bit better. There's obviously no right or wrong on this question. It's just a little bit of fun, and it really doesn't matter. So anything you suggest, you might be a bit shy about mentioning a player, but it really doesn't matter. It's just a little bit of fun. So my favorite drummer of all time, some of you will know who it is. Actually, you know what? I would say most of you probably won't know who it is, but it's absolutely clear cut for me, probably because I know the most about this player, so I'm a little bit biased in that regard. But my number one favorite drummer of all time is Jeff Porcaro, session great and Toto, founding member of Toto. And I'm going to tell you why, because part of my question was, why is this person your favorite, right? And I'm still not happy with this angle. I've only got this like sub comment here because I'm trying to block out some of the mess. But so the reason why I went with Jeff Porcaro from Toto, well, other than that he's an amazing drummer and I love his work, is that his career was just so crazy. So he was pulled out of high school, age 16, to join the touring act with Sonny and Cher, which was a big gig, and it was a lot of money. Around about a year after that, age 17, think about what you were doing age 17. He quit the Sonny and Cher gig to do his dream gig. He landed his dream gig age 17. This was the most sought after gig amongst serious working session, the elite drummers. This was the gig. He got it at 17, and that was with Steely Dan. He recorded I think on a couple of albums with Steely Dan, and from there his career trajectory just went up and up. And you could look up, actually I brought up before, Jeff Porcaro's all music discography, his credits. Jeff passed away, unfortunately, age 38. So let's say from the age of 16 to 38, which was, I guess, his professional career, his credits, just in all music credits, there's 1,253 recording credits there. 1,253 recordings. So Jeff played with just the who's who. He played for Pink Floyd, recording songs for them that the drummer in Pink Floyd couldn't execute. Ghost drummer on, I would assume, hundreds if not thousands of songs. Toto, as I mentioned, Grammy-winning band. George Benson, Michael McDonald. I keep forgetting the classic "I Keep Forgetting" groove, which you'll all know and love, I'm sure. And it just goes on and on and on. Dire Straits, Don Henley, Who else have we got there? I mean, yeah. There's no end to it. It just goes on and on. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of a body of work. Anyway, that's my favorite. Let's go to you guys. In fact, while I let you guys talk amongst yourselves and start building up some of your favorite drummers, I'm going to get a coffee. Hey? Hey? Have a little bit of a coffee together. Talk about some drums. What do you reckon? This is what happens. If I don't have my coffee, I start going a bit loopy. Talk amongst yourselves. I can see some insane drummers popping up here. Keith, no single favorite. No, that's not the rules, Keith. One. I want one. Jeff Piccaro, Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, Stuart Copeland. Oh my God, what drummers? Neil Peart, Mike Portnoy, Dennis Chambers. All incredible drummers, of course. This is an interesting pick, actually. Jonathan Peden, Phil Collins. Some have said that I bear a resemblance to Phil Collins. Now, Phil Collins, a lot of people think of Phil Collins as the solo act, singer, frontman, and they might also think of In the Air Tonight. And then some people might go a little bit deeper and think of Genesis and some of his really impressive work on that. He's actually a badass drummer, Phil Collins. He had a fusion band, I think it was called Generation X. Someone might be able to correct me in the chat here, but serious, like proper killer drummer, Phil Collins. There's a lot more to Phil Collins than ba 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 ba. Trust me. That's often the way with these kind of drummers. It's actually often the way with all famous drummers. They're normally a lot better than you think. Still not happy with this angle. There we go. That's pretty good. You can see Bruce there. Okay. Gonna read out some of your comments real quick. Danny Carey, thank you, Heidi. Can't argue with that. And Jerry Marotta and Sean Kinney from Alice in Chains. Underrated. Sean Kinney, underrated drummer. Hopefully, Heidi, you saw my Alice in Chains drum cover for Wood. That was my tribute to him. Evan Frenzos. I'm going to get in trouble reading out names here. My favorite is Mike Mangini because he's not typical. Okay. Bowler the Retro Gamer. Neil Peart because he's Canadian. Hey. Jangles, Neil Peart. Come on, it's Neil Peart. Marcus Brown, Tim Alexander for his unique approach. Yeah, what a great drummer. He was Tim Alexander from Primus. He was a guy who, I wasn't into Primus when I was younger at school and stuff, but he was a guy that a lot of my friends who were really good musicians, they would go on and on about Primus, and they'd say, but check out the drumming as well, like bass, singing, pretty insane. Guitarist was killer, and so was the drummer. To keep up with that bass work, of course. Marcus Brown. Hey, Marcus, you're double dipping. You're quadruple dipping. We need to talk. Jimmy Chamberlain. I can't argue with any of these, though. Thomas Hawk. Honor Sayan. Alex Rudinger. Thomas Lang. Yep. Okay. Joey Jordison. Here we go. Here's one for Joey Jordison. Byron Schutt. Simon Phillips. Some of you are saying why. Please, if you mention like Byron mentioned Simon Phillips, why? I want to know why he's the best for you. Again, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to prepare myself a coffee. Cheers, guys. If you're just joining this video late, clearly there's no right or wrong with any answers, and I mean, in my case, I know the most about Jeff Porcaro. I've followed his career the most, so I'm picking Jeff Porcaro. Is that to say he is actually the best drummer in the world, or was the best drummer in the world? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means my favorite. That's all. That's all. Coffee. This is proper coffee and drums chat. So the noise. What do we got here? Tony B. Mr. Bean. He doesn't even need a kit. That's good. That's good. Hey, all about Rush. Message retracted. Ooh, someone's on the naughty step. Gonna keep going. Benny Greb, because he's the grooviest. Marcus Brown. Have you listened to my podcast episode with Benny Greb? Now, I hope I don't ever come across as big-headed or thinking I'm amazing at anything or anything like that. I think my interview on my podcast with Benny Greb might be my best work in all of drumming. Better than my playing. I thought it was just a great interview. It just went really well. Check it out, NZ Drummer Podcast. I think it's episode 60 something with Benny Greb. Man, he drops so much gold in that interview. It's crazy. It's crazy how much information he gives out. Actionable information. I strongly suggest it. Paul Legault. He's your favorite drummer's favorite drummer. Are you talking about? Is this off my original rant about Jeff Porcaro? Expand on that, Paul. Jangles. Neil Peart and Andrew Rooney, of course. Thank you very much. Kieran O'Brien. Andrew, great interactive videos, man. Favorite drummer, Neil Peart. Oh, here we go. Some of the legends that we've had on the channel popping up. Flea Market Floppy Disk. Blake Richardson, Elliot Hoffman. Yeah. Up and comer would be Evgeny Novikov. Yeah, that video is insane. Now, am I scrolling the right way here? Here we go. Here we go. Benny Ventura, Vinny Caliuta. A guy that never ever gets requested on the channel. Vinny Caliuta? If I had to have a drummer that was going to play for my life, that I had to stake my whole life on, that was going to do a job in any genre, there's no question who that drummer would be. Vinny Caliuta. I think he played on a Megadeth album, not to mention all the blues and jazz and Herbie Hancock. It just goes on and on. Crazy, crazy drummer. Henrik Karlsson, I think you meant Tico Torres from Bon Jovi. Underrated drummer. Yes, I agree. Check out the intro on Wanted Dead or Alive. That little like, I guess it's like a samba kind of bossa foot pattern with the bells of the different cymbals. Really creative. You don't hear that. Where's all that gone on today's music? Gone. Stop distracting me. I gotta make my coffee, alright? I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Not R. Kelly. I love that handle. AC/DC drummer, Phil Rudd. A genius, 144 beat that made him millions. Well, Phil Rudd lives right here in New Zealand, actually. People say that they see him hooning around in his Ferrari. I think he's got a Ferrari that he races around in. Yeah, Phil Rudd, I'm not sure if you're being serious there with the 144 beat that made him millions comment. One of the best drummers of all time, Phil Rudd, as proven by record sales. And I have heard some of the most well-known and in-demand session players in the LA working recording scene testify that they think Phil Rudd has the best pocket in rock. There you go. And let's do this. Nobody mentions Nico McBrain. This is from Martin Sulik. Yes, he has his own style, but he's brilliant in his own band. Yeah, I agree. Now, people have requested Nico McBrain for the Nico McBain for the podcast. For the podcast. Oh my god, coffee. For the channel. Yeah, people have requested him. I need to get to him for sure. Iron Maiden. Peter Dembovaliev. Apologies for the pronunciation on every single name that I call out. Dave Wickel. 100%. All About Rush. My favorite drummer is Neil Peart because of his compositional artistry and the deliberateness in his playing. That is something that I picked up in my Neil Peart discovery sessions, if you like. Deliberate. So much intention in Neil's playing and just stone cold focus. You know, he's not... Actually, I was going to say he's not a Sugarfoot in terms of entertaining, but Sugarfoot's also got that stone wall, you know, no emotion. The thing with Sugarfoot is he's almost like he's taken away his personality other than the showmanship to put everything into Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's that's why people are paying that much for a ticket. He's doing everything, but he's not drawing away from Michael Jackson. Sugarfoot is worthy of so much study. His whole approach, amazing. Penny, I'm sorry I'm late. It's just not good enough, Penny. Sort it out. Should have set your alarm. What do we got here? Copeland. E.B. Keita. Copeland, such good fusion. Stuart Copeland, The Police. I think, and this is a big, big call, one of the most original drummers I've ever heard. It's a big call. I mean, obviously he's a bit of a mashup with ska, reggae, punk, but his spin on it and his intensity as a person, his personality, it's just ends up being completely original for me. It's an amazing drummer. Let's keep reading these. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Netherwolf. Martin Axelrod from Opeth, formerly from Opeth, and Gavin Harrison. Yeah, can't argue with that. Gavin Harrison. Gavin Harrison, if you are watching this, he's a workhorse for sure. Who's a workhorse? Tantalizing pocket? It's not very nice. Christopher Larson. Since I'm mostly into metal, I have to say two of my absolute favorites are Mario Duplantier and Thomas Huck. Hi Andrew and chat, by the way. Hello. Cheers guys. Drums and coffee. Talking drums. Talking great drummers. Drinking great coffee. Come on. Oh, hey, Flea Market floppy disk. Well, no Bonham so far. That's because Suzanne Lash has not entered the chat. Suzanne Lash, where are you? Peter Dom... I've already called out this name incorrectly. I'm not going to call it out again. Peter. Virgil Donati. Another person like Vinny Caluta for me, who... I'm only assuming people aren't requesting him on the channel because they don't know about him. But if you want your mind absolutely fried, actually I do have a video on Virgil on the channel. I mean, if you want to talk about facility and what a human being can actually play on a drum kit, check out Virgil Donati. It is ridiculous. I'm waiting for a drummer that I've never actually heard of here. My chat's scrolling quite fast. Oh, here we go. Just what I asked for. Mike Montgomery from I Wrestled a Bear Once. Some of the most creative and difficult double bass patterns I've ever heard, especially during a time of music when steady double bass was a big thing. Never heard of that drummer, never heard of the band. Big old dumper. 9 to 5. Big old dumper. Imagine putting that on your Tinder profile. The Stuart Copeland ride cymbal is still a dream of mine. So expensive though. Yeah, that's the Peisty. Is it the Peisty? It's like a blue cymbal, isn't it? What else we got? Professor Neil Peart getting a lot of love here, as to be expected. Bill Ward needs a mention. Now there's 2 Bill Wards, isn't there? Or is it a Billy Ward? I think Billy Ward was a session guy. Bill Ward from Black Sabbath, is that right? Hit me in the comments. Professor Neil Peart, yeah, I've got that. Wow, this is actually going too fast for me to read now. Shannon Larkin from Godsmack. Oh my god, that blew me away. Not R. Kelly has got Chris Adler, Armando Rivas, Thomas Lang, Antonio Sanchez, one of my favorites. Horacio El Negro Hernandez. Who else you got there, man? These are good ones. They have taken the independence to another level, plus they have a lot of creativity, always pushing the bars. I have been waiting for an opportunity to feature a video of Horacio El Negro Hernandez. Crazy drummer. I think he was probably, I said Jeff Porcaro is my favorite drummer of all time. I think the first time I watched a drummer and I was just gobsmacked was Horacio Hernandez, playing with Michel Camilo, like Latin fusion jazz, left foot clave, soloing over a left foot clave ostinato. And when I was at music school, actually, when I was at jazz school, left foot clave was all the rage. That was the thing. And my God, insane drummer. Here's another one I've never heard of from Stephen Taylor. Kenneth Schalk, ex-Candiria, is well worth checking out. Awesome fusion of jazz and metal. This is all gold. I mean, I can refer back to this and find some areas or drummers that I haven't had yet. Some great ideas. Dennis Chambers, another guy that doesn't get requested, which baffles me. Edgar Sepulveda, Chris Turner. Hey, there we go. Nether Wolf. Just for the memes, Lars Ulrich. Oh man, Lars cops it, but he's laughing. He's laughing in his money pit. I sort of go against the grain with that kind of stuff. I think he is a legend. He inspired a lot of drummers. I mean, we're talking about like the Ringo, Charlie Watts level of inspiration to young musicians and drummers, learning Metallica songs. So, yeah, Lars for me, he's no joke at all. And Jangles. I tell you, Mario Duplantier ain't no joke either. Who else we got? Dario Manu. Hi everyone. Hi Andrew. My favorite drummer is Gavin Harrison. Yeah, what a drummer. Oh, and Netherwolf did clarify his comment. It's a joke, guys. Don't get mad with me. And Springy clarifies, yeah, Bill Ward from Black Sabbath. Who am I thinking of? Billy Ward. And have a look at Billy Ward. I don't know if you guys have heard of Billy Ward. He actually had an instructional DVD out, which was called the Big Time or something. Billy Ward drummer. I think it was Billy. Yeah, Billy Ward. Who did he play for? The Knack. His DVD is crazy. Actually, the drumming on the Knack that's some interesting and difficult pop drumming. Really cool stuff. And I've lost my... There we go. Dan Presland. Yes, I featured Dan on the channel, and I think it was an older video, and Dan commented on that video, and I think he said, "Oh, I don't like this video." I hope I'm not getting mixed up. I think it was him. He said, "Oh, this is an old video, not very good." So probably need to do a newer one of Dan Presland. Who else we got? Matt Gartzka. I think that's the first shout out for him. Now this is a good pick. Now I cannot argue with this. The real scrub, Jake, that dude Drew Rooney is pretty good. This is where I need one of my all-powerful memes. Without the meme, it just doesn't work. You can't say that. You're just gonna look like an absolute dick. What do we got? Vinnie Paul, another guy that... Vinnie Paul from Pantera, isn't it? So, yeah, Pantera is a group I've probably only heard Planet Caravan, which was a cover, I think. Who did that one originally? Was it Black Sabbath? Did the original Planet Caravan? That might be the only Pantera song I've actually heard. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Peter again. I had this DVD with Horacio. The bass player was John Patitucci. Oof, that would be some pretty serious stuff. John Stamos. Lionel Lewis is my favorite. It is his ability to play within any style of music without going over the top. Can't argue with that. All About Rush. Has not picked Rush. Marco Minimum is my current modern day favorite. Oh, current, okay. Technique, finesse, power, and creativity. Dave Turnkrantz from Russian Circles. Never heard of the drummer, never heard of the band, which is cool. Alexander Molin. Steve Shelton, whom I believe to be one of the 20 or so most inspiring drum set performers of all time in any genre. Cool. I'm just going to jump back, if I may, to my favorite, who I said at the start, which was Jeff Porcaro, famous session player, founding member of Toto. And just reading out your comments here, obviously there's a big range of drummers popping up, and there's no right or wrong, of course, in any of these answers. And this can be framed within, obviously it's your favorite. So whatever you're most familiar with, or the style of music, or the band that connected with you, you're probably going to, veer off towards that drumming. Another one for me, who I never hear talked about ever, and I think recorded one of the best rock drumming parts on an album of all time, Steven Adler, Guns N' Roses. Now a lot of you might laugh at that and say, oh, that's simple drumming. Really? Check it out. I mean, this is in a time before Pro Tools. There's no sound replacing or quantizing. I don't even know if they recorded. Nah, they wouldn't have recorded that to a click track, I don't think. Analog, recorded to tape, and the drumming on that album is, in my humble opinion, some of the best, actually, not only for rock, some of the best drumming I've ever heard. Appetite for Destruction. But again, I am I've got nostalgia with the album. That was a big album for me when I was really little at primary school. We'd be running around and replaying in our Walkmans the swear words. We'd run around, hey, have you heard the swear words in this album? It's got swearing in it. Cute. Okay, back to your comments. Dom Howard from Muse. Hey, I used to use the Dominic Howard sticks. Joey Jordison. Here we go. I might need to reset this. Byron McMacken. Never heard of that drummer. Sean Vidal. Greetings from the city of Neil Peart's birth, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Yep, flea market floppy disk, you've nailed it, and this was the point of this. These are all amazing drummers, such inspiration. Yeah, it's just... I think the fact that there is no definitive answer, it's not like the Olympics where, you know, you've either won the 100 meters or you haven't. Or you've jumped the highest or you haven't, or you've jumped the furthest or you haven't. This is art. This is art, therefore it's completely subjective, and if you have a favorite drummer, no one can take that away from you. It's your favorite drummer. No one can say that's not your favorite drummer, if it is, right? Cyanide Junkie, Ben Harklerode, never heard of that drummer. Greatest English drummer, oh, someone put Phil Collins, yeah, and I've already gone on a good Phil Collins rant. Karen Carpenter knew her way around a kit. Karen Carpenter, oh my god, one of the most angelic voices in the history of music. From the new generation, Paulina Villarreal from The Warning. Yeah, love that. Hard-hitting, just uncomplicated, just rocking out. Nothing wrong with that at all. Who we got? Has Joe Quiggle, has anyone already said David Diepold? Diepold? I don't think so. And I need to check out more of him because so many people have mentioned him, and some of my more heavy drummer buddies here in Auckland, local that I chat to, they've gone on about David Diepold as well as a beast. American Proda, yeah, man, wow. Blake Richardson. Some really interesting picks here, actually. Martin Vink Ploktones also needs a mention. Four-headed monster instrumental jazz fusion. Okay. There's a few messages retracted here. What's going on there? What's that all about? Luke Holland. That might be the first message mention of Luke Holland. Jason Recruitment. For an upcoming star, he is amazing. That's from Armando Rivas. Agree. I would love to have more Jason Recruitment on the channel. Actually, I'd love to do an interview with Jason Recruitment. No, I'm thinking of Grayson Recruitment. Are you talking about Grayson Recruitment? He's recently been added to the Drumeo Tudor roster as well. The Tommy Bernhard podcast. If I say Carter Beaufort 3 times, he will appear behind you if you say it 3 times. Jangles, am I the only one who likes Mario Duplantier? No, you're not the only one. He's incredible. Oh, here's one out of the bag. Richard Forbes. Can't believe nobody mentioned Chester Thompson. Yeah, Chester Thompson, who was with, oh God, who was he with? Phil Collins? Did he have the Phil Collins gig? I think that's what he was mostly known for. Tantalizing Pocket. Mario is a French god of drumming, and this is a great pick from Joe Quiggle. Andrew Rooney is great too. Just imagine that little girl pleased with herself meme and gravy. Marcus Brown again. Andrew, have you heard Justin Scott? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Tell me more. Hit me in a comment section, perhaps. Who else we got? Genesis. Phil Collins. Yeah, we're getting a bit of Phil Collins love here, which is really, really cool. And I mentioned before, he had a prog group, or like a fusion group, Generation X. I think it was called. I'm going to quickly Google this. Phil Collins, was it Generation X? Early on, fusion thing. Brand X. Brand X. And the band was from 1974 to 1980. Man, it is... It might surprise you how good he was. Hey, here we go. Not R. Kelly, Dave Grohl. He'd be in my top 5 most influential in terms of influence, and he's a bit of a Steven Adler for me in that you could just dismiss him and go, oh, I could play that. Really? You could play that? Like them? Probably not. They've honed a sound. Dave Grohl can play like one bar of music on the drums and I know it's Dave Grohl without even looking. Now that is a trademark sound which a lot of people don't have, especially in this modern age of sound replacing and quantizing. You can lose a little bit of humanity. You can lose your signature. Guys like Steven Adler, Dave Grohl, I know it's them. I can hear it. Aaron Gillespie, Benjamin Koskinen, okay. Fantastic emo hardcore drummer. Love how he beats the beep out of his drum kit. Crazy energy on stage. Okay, no, I don't think I've heard of him. Wow, we've got comments flooding in. This is amazing. Oh, here we go, another John Bonham. Bit more John Bonham love. This person obviously likes English drummers. John Bonham, Keith Moon, Phil Collins, Gavin Harrison. Oh, English drummers are great. Yeah, English, they've had a really interesting and I would say innovative say in the path of drumming. And we recently had Jay Postones, I don't know how to say that surname, on the channel. And I'm always surprised and amazed at the innovation and the level of English drumming. That's not to say that I expect English drummers to be bad, but we've got this thing in the States where, and we don't really have it here in New Zealand, of this, there's like a church scene, right, with gospel players, and that's where we're getting like Aaron Spears, Marcus Gilmore, Larnell Lewis, Thomas Pridgeon, and on and on. This black church scene where the vibe of the church is different to the Catholic primary school I went to, that's for sure. Where, you know, everyone's standing there going, I want to die, singing like that. You know, this church, these black gospel churches, you know, they're really pushing the music, and it's just, I mean, it's hard to explain. It's mind-blowing. And it's encouraged, there's extended vamps, and they take the congregation on a journey, right? So, you know, the MD might be like, let's build it up. We're building up the intensity here, and it's, and then calm it down. And you've got to keep building intensity and volume and interest through a lot of those parts. I'm not saying every single one of these churches is going to have world-class band, but it's a way. I mean, I don't know how else you're going to get that kind of experience from a very young age. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Cheers, by the way, guys. Drums and Coffee chat. It is 10 past 10 a.m. Woo! Coffee's kicking in. 10 here in the morning in Auckland, New Zealand. I think I wasn't even expecting to go this long, but you guys are killing it. Phil Gould, level 42's drummer. Always overshadowed by Mark King on bass, but serious groove. Now, I was lined up to do an interview with him when he came to New Zealand a couple of years ago, and then the tour got canned. I think it was a COVID thing. So yeah, I was going to actually sit down and have a podcast episode with him. Alex Van Halen, officially underrated. Alex Van Halen, officially an underrated drummer. Neff, El Estepario Siberiano is a beast. That is for damn sure. Brooke, cheers. Cheers, Brooke. I'm getting a few cheers back, that's nice. Akane Hirose, drummer / gorilla. That's not very nice. And Bandmaid, she's a total world-class drummer in every sense. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Wow, now here we go. Sean Vidal, maybe he'll see this one. Russ Kunkel, US super session guy and drummer for the Immediate Family. Russ Kunkel, yeah, underground legend. Phil Gould was a beast, yeah. 66 Seamus. Now, I've had a few little chats to 66 Seamus, hoping to get back on the podcast or video cast horse and do an interview with 66 Seamus. I think that'd be fun. Now, this is a very, very intelligent comment. Andrew, your channel, easily one of the best drumming channels over the last few years. Akira Jimbo. Now, he is another one. He was like a Zildjian Day level drummer where, you know, I used to watch him, I think back in the late 90s on those Zildjian Day DVDs. Or early 2000s perhaps. Crazy Japanese fusion kind of guy. Yeah. I mean, every comment that's coming in is, yeah, just reminds me. Actually, most of them are reminding me of the videos that I've had on the channel, really. When I sat down and critically listened with nice headphones. Ken Badine from Joe Quiggle, another metal drummer. Yeah, I'm actually Akira Jimbo. I'm surprised no one has requested him yet. I'm actually surprised I haven't had him on the channel. Here we go. Sean Vidal. Cheers from Canada, eh? 4:12 p.m. on the 7th. Well, it is 10:12. This is not quite right. 10:12 on the 8th here. So there. Alex Sunson. Japanese mascot guy is underrated. Ringo Starr underrated. Actually, this is a different live video. Underrated drummers. Let's do that next week. Let's save it for next week. Underrated drummers. Yes. That would be a great episode. I know who I've got already. Martin Lopez, formerly of Opeth. Thank you, Alan Drinkwater. Yeah, a lot of people have commented on my Opeth videos that yeah, I need to get onto Martin Lopez as well. And of course, you know, kudos to him if he actually orchestrated and composed the drum parts. Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa. Now I'll get into the classics now. Hey, first mention for Anakin Nillis. I love those international date lines. Here's another one that I've never heard of. Ben Shannon from Earthside is fantastic as well. Darren King is my favorite drummer. Now, who is Darren King? That name sounds familiar. Darren King, drummer. Mute Math. Ah, that's a band. No, I've never listened to Mute Math. Heard a lot about them though. Art Blakey. Yeah, man, that hard bop, that 60s hard bop thing with Art Blakey and Max Roach and those guys. Very, very cool. I went through a big phase of that when I was at jazz school, but not for a while. I have to admit, I have played very, very little jazz since jazz school. I played a lot of jazz during jazz school, not only at the course, but I was gigging. I had 3 regular jazz gigs a week on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. At one point it was Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, just jazz gigs. And then I had my covers regulars as well, like on a Saturday or a corporate thing on a Friday. So I was playing jazz constantly, all the time, all week, at school and stuff. Leave jazz school, never played jazz again. And I have to admit, total honesty, I've never really listened to jazz, not, just putting something on. The other day, I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was just sitting on the couch reading a book. And I thought, I'd like to put on like a Miles Davis or a John Coltrane album. And it is like the first time I've felt like that for years. I finished the jazz degree in 2009. It might be one of the only times I've ever had that feeling. Anyway, you guys don't care about that. You should do a reaction to Earthside. Okay. Brooke Hannah Welton. Now, I think I saw you mention before she was playing for Prince. Is that right? Drummer. I shared a stage with Cryptopsy like 20 years ago and watched Flo sleep through the entire beginning of the show. Inside the... I don't know who these people are. And then someone else has come out with Cryptopsy blew me away when None So Vile came out. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know this person. Daniel Erlandson, another drummer I don't know. Thank you, Michael Dickerson. Oh, Brooke gave me a thumbs up. So yeah, Hannah Welton with Prince. Prince himself, badass drummer. Prince played every instrument on those early songs. Legit, very, very, very good drummer. Eloy Casagrande blew me away recently with his new project he's doing. Really great drummer. He's a beast. Yeah, hard-hitting maniac of a drummer. Incredible what that guy can do. Rick Allen, Def Leppard. Interesting thing I heard about Rick Allen. Who was it that produced... was Hysteria, their big album? I think it was Mutt Lange, the famous producer. I think it was him that said when he lost his arm, he actually became a better drummer because Def Leppard, they wanted to fill arenas and play the kind of music that suits an arena. To get the message across in an arena, that's hard to say. You need to play quite stripped back, quite basic, almost caveman. That's what works good in big stages. You think AC/DC, something like that. And I think he did say he was better. For that kind of stuff, he was actually a better drummer when he lost one arm. He was a bit of a shredder. He had a lot of chops before that, and a lot of things that might not translate to a big general music audience, Not everybody in a stadium is a hardcore drummer fanatic. They just want to hear the music. So yeah, there you go. Flo Mornier, that's the guy that we're talking about. Okay, Flo Mornier. Okay, remind me of this in a comment section, and I'll get to this guy. Jonathan Moffat. Boom. Pro. Look up pro in the dictionary. There's Jonathan Moffat. Okay, we're getting a lot of love for this guy, Flo Mornier. Will Calhoun, Living Colour. Oh man, Will Calhoun. Hopefully, Springer, you've seen my Cult of Personality drum cover. That's a hard song, man. That is a hard song to play on the drums properly. Properly, at least. Brooke, did anybody see Nandy's cover of Tom Sawyer a few days ago? No? Need to get onto that. Alright, this is just beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. This is probably my favorite thing in the world, to share a coffee with you guys. I hope you've got a coffee or perhaps something stronger if it's a bit later in the evening wherever you are. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys contributing and the amount of passion there is when it comes to, who is your favorite drummer and why. I didn't mean for it to be like a contest, and I don't think anyone's commenting like that, of course. It's just, it's just literally is who's your favorite drummer, and that's absolutely fine. Levon Helm. Oh boy. Crazy. And the most beautiful voice you've ever heard as well. Thank you, Jens, for reminding me of that. Brandon Trigueros. Tommy Lee is the reason I started drumming. Tommy Lee's a great musician, man. I don't ever like to throw out shade. I do like Motley Crue. I like some of their stuff. I thought Dr. Feelgood was an amazing album. Live musically, it's not the best. It's really unfortunate for various reasons. Hey, I'll give it up to them that they are going out and playing live and singing live and stuff. They're not just phoning it in and lip syncing. So kudos to them for that. Here's an interesting one. Eric Morgan. Nick DiVirgilio, drummer for Spock's Beard, Big Train. He works for Sweetwater and has a ton of videos on YouTube. He is fantastic. I have to admit, the first time I saw Nick DiVirgilio was in just a Sweetwater demo. He was demoing some product. Might have been a Supraphonic snare drum. And I was like, whoa, who is this guy? I mean, clearly just a killer drummer. I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes, by the way, just to let you guys know. Hey, here we go. I'm going to go with Brian Mantia, aka Brain. I don't think anybody has suggested Brain for the channel. What a drummer. Played with various groups. Guns N' Roses, somewhere in there. Jens Francois. Dude, Anderson .Paak, his latest project, Silk Sonic, is off the chain. Yeah, the full-blown retro Motown vibe, but with, yeah, really cool. Really cool stuff. These days, I really cherish anything that's in the pop charts that's got real instruments. Thank you. Thank you to Silk Sonic for actually doing something with real instruments, and it's, it's in the charts, and I've got students requesting that stuff constantly. Oh yeah, here we go. I saw Primus with Brain. He blew my brain. Thank you, Springer. Yeah, he's something else. The Brain drum instructional DVD. I think it's called the worst drum instructional DVD ever, or something like this. It is so funny. It is so funny. He's friends with Buckethead as well, the guitarist. And there was one point in that video where he completely detuned a kit. So it was like terribly out of tune, and then he just played it. And because he's so good, it just sounded amazing anyway. And then I think the kit was such a piece of junk that he tied it to his car. This isn't a drum instructional DVD. Tied it to his car and just drove down the road. So there's just a drum kit dragging along the road. Crazy. Really creative guy and a phenomenal drummer. I tell you, if you want to know a little bit more about Brain, there are some crazy stories on his podcast episode on I'd Hit That. His stories with Guns N' Roses, they're actually ridiculous. Check it out. Oh, what's this? Sean Vidal. One last try. There's a new video of Joe Walsh doing Funk 49 and Ringo and Russ Kunkel do double drum duties. Leland Sklar said he was grabbing his pant, locking in with them. I bet. Leland Sklar, bassist that I'm sure you guys would have seen. He's always, doing stuff like the Grammys and that. Bassist with a big grey beard. Phenomenal. One of the absolute best bassists of all time. Rowan Atkinson again. We're getting a bit of love for Rowan Atkinson in this chat, which I'm all for that. Thomas Lang, yeah, all great drummers. I think we are coming up to the hour mark. So again, I bid you adieu. Have a great day, everybody. Drums and coffee for life. I mean, we could leave this chat open forever. Troy Wright, Nico Mc... Everybody's saying Nico McBrain. Isn't it Nico McBain? Could be wrong. Iron Maiden drummer. Thank you, Haley. Yeah, it's just never ending, right? Please do jump in the comment section. Yeah, I'll leave you with this. This live chat could keep going on and on and on, and obviously it's going to cut off when I turn this live stream off. Please comment in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get to some of these people, especially I think the ones that I haven't seen before. Who was this guy? Flo Mornier. This is intriguing to me. I need to check this out. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Actually, what is the next video? I'll give you guys a scoop. You guys must be so excited finding out what the next video is. It is Delta Empire. That is scheduled to be out tomorrow. Another one of these videos, Delta Empire, coming out tomorrow. It is mind-blowing. Another guy that, or girl, I don't know who Delta Empire is because they're masked up. Yeah, I had heard the name, had never sat down and watched them and listened properly. Crazy. Yeah, I really appreciate all you guys' support. It means the world. And I'll catch you on the next video. I think I will be doing, now that we're back at school, and my schedule's a bit more settled, I think I will do a live video a week, maybe at the same time every week, same time, same day. I think most underrated drummer will be a fun one. Should we do most underrated drummer next week? Yeah. And if we're doing most underrated, don't say, no, I can't tell you guys what to say. No, I won't say anything. Let's do most underrated drummer. Keep it open. All right, guys. Have a great day. Ciao.